Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to do our Game Week 29 preview. It's going to be our free hit this week, so pretty exciting times. But as usual, we'll go through the Game Week 28 review. It's just finished this morning, and I thought I'd be in a little bit of trouble at half time with Luton 3-0 down, but somehow the Cherries got the job done and finally got some points for our triple captain, but we'll look at that in just a minute. So as you can see, we ended up with 70 points for the week, which is well above average, and we were in the top 400k for the game week, which did result in us seeing some green arrows overall and pushing up just outside the top 20k. So if we can crack that, that would be a pretty mean feat. Depending on how many people use the free hit this week, we might be able to do that. But I think it's a pretty popular option, given that there's only 8 teams playing. But we'll have a look at the team. So we had Bravka in goal, who scored us a 2. Conceded a goal, I think. Did make a few saves, which was nice. But I think also got a yellow card. Oh no, it was 3 goals that cost him the extra point. So that's alright, we'll cop it too. Gabriel with a single point. Stupinan with 6, so I'm guessing that's from a clean sheet. And Ait Nouri, what a great buy he's been for us. So his second big return in 3 game weeks that we've had him. So this coming from a goal that he scored. Nice. 2 bonus points as well stacked on, which is pretty handy. So 10 points for him. You know, he's been a really great opt-in for us. And I guess the other player that saved our game week was Cole Palmer. So, you know, if we triple captained him, we'd be cheering. But we went sort of with the law of averages, but a goal and an assist for him locked up the 3 bonus points. So that was fantastic. Obviously, the Man City assets we were hoping didn't do much. De Bruyne did get an assist for the John Stones goal. But obviously against Liverpool, you know, we definitely knew that all 3 weren't going to score. Unfortunately, we did hold De Bruyne long enough that he could capitalise on that. So Solanke was our triple captain, obviously, and he scored 0 in the first game due to a missed penalty. And as I said, I saw the half-time score against Luton. They were 3-0 down. I thought, oh, maybe he can get us a goal. But they only went and won the game 4-3. So he got a goal as part of that. He also got 2 bonus points, which was handy to get him 8 points for the game. And obviously, you triple that up, we get to 24 points. So, you know, probably on par with, I think Haaland got 10, as a lot of people's popular triple captain score a few weeks ago. So we didn't miss out too much there. Watkins also blanked, so it wasn't the best week for our sort of attacking assets other than Palmer, and obviously the triple captain on Solanke helped a lot. On our bench, we traded in Kelleher, sort of preparing for future game weeks, and he actually outscored Dubravka thanks to, I think it was 5 saves. Yep, so 5 saves. You know, he's been immense in goal for Liverpool. He should have a few more games. You know, Allison's been delayed in his recovery. So, you know, matchups against Brighton, Sheffield in particular, I think will, you know, be really handy to have him in the team. Gordon, Gusto, Bradley, all blanking essentially. So, you know, didn't miss out on anything off the bench. So, all in all, you know, it was a pretty good game week for us. But as we said, we're going to free hit this week. So, we'll go to the transfers. I think you got to make a transfer, I think, to free hit. So actually, I can probably leave Kelleher on field because I'm pretty sure he's the cheapest goalkeeper. So if we go by price, we have to go to page 3. Yeah, so we did get him at 3.7, so he has gone up to 3.8. So I guess if you are doing a free hit this week, you could go with Ortega in goal, who actually played a bit against Liverpool. I didn't realise that, but there you go. Edison must be injured too. Didn't pick that up at all from the game. What's going on with Edison? 50-50 shout, fair enough. Allison, so they've still got him back at the end of March, but the press reports where he'll go a bit longer. That's all right. We want a goalkeeper. All right, let's just clear everyone out. Why not? And we'll just start from scratch. So I don't think money's going to be an issue given we've got Haaland at 14 million, Kevin De Bruyne at 10 and a half. Well, actually, Watkins is playing, so he's going to stay in. Let's restore him. Other than that, I'm pretty sure everyone's blanking this week in my team. But we'll work it out as we go through, I suppose. um, so if we have a look at the teams, we've got Villa. So obviously we'll have Watkins for sure. One of their midfielders. So there's a few choices here with Diaby, Bailey, those sorts of picks. Maybe we'll just go Bailey. What's Diaby done lately? Not much, coming off the bench. I think Bailey's a pretty well nailed on starter. Is Cash playing? Yeah, Cash is playing. We could go with Matty Cash in defence. Alex Moreno is a bit more expensive. Lucadini is probably rotating with Moreno. Pau Torres, he's a bit up and down. Maybe we'll put Cash in and we'll go from there. So they're playing West Ham. So, I mean, we could just go back to Areola, even though we traded him out last week. It is a 1 week free hit, but we are going to back Watkins to score. So, Bowen's the obvious shout from West Ham. Um, After that, maybe like a Paqueta type pick. Um, yeah, no one else really stands out from West Ham. Pretty confident that Villa would be the favourites there. I guess the other big team that we're going to target is Spurs. So I think Son's an obvious choice. Madison, get them in. So pretty stacked midfield already. And that's just, I guess, what we want to do with our third pick. So we could take a punt on someone like a Werner, who's not guaranteed minutes. We could look into the defence like a Porro, has that attacking upside, can also, score goals or be involved in the attack. Could go with Dogi at a bit of a cut price option. Um, or we could, even load up on Vicario as our goalkeeper, potentially. Um, for the time being, I'm going to go with Porro just as the most expensive choice because we can. And they play against Fulham. So obviously, if we're backing Son and Madison to score, we're probably not going to put Leno in goal. Um, After that, I'm not too sure. You can see, that I want to go by total points. So it looks like probably Robinson is their best sort of defensive option. Not a lot of attacking stats, a couple of assists maybe. Andreas Pereira in the midfield could be an option, but hasn't really been playing 90 minutes of late. Wobie on the wing and Willian. So Wobie is actually in a bit of form. We could look at him. Muniz as a cheap forward, maybe. Looks like he's pretty nailed on. So let's go him as an option. And then I've already forgotten who's playing this week. No, I didn't want to add him. I wanted to see if they're playing. Yep, so Burnley are playing Brentford this week. So I guess Brentford is probably the team to target there. So, um, yeah, Tony, we can definitely afford. Let's get him in. Buemo's still out, so you could go Vissa over Muniz, um, which I don't think is a bad shout. But what we might do is, given Burnley's not the best attacking option, we might go with Flecken in goal, and uh, I think Rorslev I've seen as a decent defensive option. Scored a goal a couple of weeks ago. Couple of assists there too. So yeah, it looks like he's pretty well established as a starter. I think maybe just rotated out for the West Ham game. So we could go Regulon if he's more guaranteed to play, but under a bit of an injury cloud. So let's go with Rorslev. Um, so yeah, Burnley. I don't think there's anyone too interesting, but we'll have a quick look. Um, I guess maybe Brownhill, but we've already got five in our midfield that we prefer. So the last game, this is going to test my memory. Is it Forest playing? Yeah, Forest against Luton. So for Forest, anyone interested? Maybe a Langer. So it'd be like a Langer or a Wobie for that fourth spot, or do we fade Bailey perhaps? Don't know. Hudson Odoi could be a real sort of left field shout. Gibbs White, what's he done lately? A couple of attacking stats here or there. Langer, yeah, nothing too exciting there. I guess based on like from this morning, I think Luton are definitely going to score goals. So I don't think we want to go in around the defense. But then I guess the question is, do we really want to go with the Luton defense that just conceded four? I think maybe the obvious choice is Dowdy, however you say his name. Just because he has that attacking threat, a couple of assists recently to sort of counteract the goals conceded. Um, the other wing back, Ogbene, is actually a forward. That's interesting. But he is the super aggressive one, I suppose. So do we go Ogbene over Muniz perhaps? Don't hate it. And then we've got 16.5 to spend on a defender. I mean, one of these guys is going to sit on the bench, so it doesn't really matter, what we do after this. So what have we got? We've got triple Brentford, triple Villa, triple Spurs. It's really just in case of emergency, really. So um, not West Ham, I don't think. Um, is there a Forest player that's a bit more aggressive? I don't know. I probably should have actually studied the teams a bit closer. Just going off the numbers here, really. Um, Sufal, yeah, nothing sort of jumps out there. Um, I guess I don't rate their attacking ability. We might just go with maybe Castagna. Why not? Just a placeholder essentially. So if we make these transfers, I think we can play the free hit. Yep, so let's confirm the free hit being played. Alright, and so then Castagna is pretty comfortable there at third reserve. So I think we'll definitely play Porro and Doherty, so it's probably Cash or Worslev, and I think Worslev's got a better chance of a clean sheet. And so then, I think the front three we're comfortable with. It's maybe just Bailey or a Wobie. And I guess the fact that we're back in Villa to do the job against West Ham would probably suggest Bailey, and probably Spurs will be favourite against Fulham. So we might just leave it like that. In terms of captaincy, I think the VC is right there because we're going to captain Son. Seems to be the obvious choice. Um, and actually, I'm going to change it to Tony, the VC against Burnley. So we'll back Son to do a bit, and Tony in case Son misses for some reason. But there's our free hit squad for 23-24 season. Um, yeah, so it depends how many people are playing it as to how we go this week. But yeah, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Subscribe for all of the fantasy content we've got on this channel. Obviously, if you like the Premier League stuff, remember to give the video a like. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.